Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to my press conference. Not a bad week for Shorty. Certainly moved up in the rankings, which I was pleased with. It got off to a bad start, as we'll see in a second. I think Dustin Martin really hurt me on the opening night there, and I pretty much, not threw in the towel, but I was like, bugger this. I'm not, having a look at my team. It's annoying when one of your premiums goes so poorly so early in the round. You sort of think, well, geez, it's not going to be my week, but look, it turned out to be okay. Cracking the 2,200, I think you take that every day of the week in the early rounds. The fact that I was ranked 22,000th, it was clearly a reasonably high-scoring week. Quite a few popular players doing well. But the fact that I went up quite a number of positions, 11,000 spots, nearly 12,000 up to 16,000 is pretty pleasing. I think I just want to maintain that. I want to be around the 10K mark 6 or 7 weeks in. That's all I ask. I am a believer that I can trade better than most, but picking a good starting team has been my Achilles heel. And look, the jury's out with how I'm going. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are on how I'm going. I feel as if I'm going okay without going great. There's been just the odd selection that hasn't been as good. So here's how it all went. Laird, really solid. Not his best day, but, he rarely has a poor one. Whitfield, really, really good. Williams, quality. Collins bounced back, which was pleasing. Clark, another similar score, but I think he's looking good. And Wilkie was disappointing. It's annoying. It's probably my main annoyance for the whole part of SuperCoach is those first 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks where putting rookies on the field is so important. But it's just luck of the draw. Wilkie scores 70 last week, but he's not on my team. Same with Scott. I start Constable over Scott. Scott scores 100 last week. Well, clearly he's looking great. Put him in. Scores 24. It's just crap, really. That's the one thing that annoys me. It takes no knowledge or talent to pick that. It's just luck of the draw, and it can have some telling results overall. But anyway, that's just my rant. And aside from Martin, the midfield went really well. Scott I'm not counting, but Cripps real good. Oliver bounced back big time. Neil, extremely good. Martin stunk it up, but he was shut down by Greenwood. I'll discuss that a bit more in a minute. Crouch was solid. Liberatore, really positive. Walsh was among Carlton's best. Look, I think I'm just going to, I'll do the swap again and they'll reverse. Constable score 46 and Scott will ton up again. It's very hard to assess. It was a bad day for most North Melbourne players, really. It wasn't the best way they were sort of hoping to finish. Grundy, really good. I loopholed again. Really important to loophole if you can, I think. You can get some real stress-free, good captain scores that way. Dangerfield was dominant. Heaney, just put him in the midfield, Longmire. What are you doing, mate? Astonishing. I can't believe that. I know Papley's going well through there, but for God's sake, Mills and Heaney, just look to the future, boys. I don't know what he's doing. People talk about how he's a target inside 50. Stuff that. Put him in the midfield. He'll dominate. Unbelievable scenes. Shorty's a bit ticked off today, but Kelly, really, really good. And he's one of those 50-50 calls that's paid off, I ummed and ahed whether I go with him, and when I did, I really went hard with him, and it's paid off. Really pleasing. Same with Darcy Moore. I felt he played good in round 1, didn't necessarily reflect a really good SuperCoach score, but I can really see him. He's averaging 85, and you can really see that sort of average being maintained the way he's playing. Drew, revelation. Parker, finally, I got one of these rookies right, finally. Had the 2 better ones on field, which was nice. So, look, that was good. Now, how am I feeling 2 rounds in? Pretty good. A couple of areas that haven't gone as well. A couple of missed rookie opportunities in terms of the scoring, as I've touched on. The Tom Rockcliffe thing is obviously a talking point. Now, I'm disappointed that I chopped him. Don't get me wrong, because he's come out and he's done exactly what I thought he could do. The only saving grace for me is the fact that in my reshuffling, I brought in Lockie Neal. So I wouldn't have Neal doing what he's doing if I had Rockcliffe. Now, I probably would have got similar results plus an extra 200k. I definitely understand that, but pretty pleased that he's going so well. Goldstein, you know, we'll give him a little mulligan there, but you'd like to think there wouldn't be too many sub-70 scores from Todd. I've got a lot of faith in Heaney, a lot of faith. I really like him. I just would be staggered if they don't unleash their gun youngsters into the middle. I feel like they're destined to play there, so just do it. What did Sicily score? Honestly, I do not check the scores. I'm out of internet, righto. We might check that another time. Yeah, I don't check the scores, particularly if I know a couple of guys are going poorly, but I just like to watch the footy. I hate that roller coaster of emotion where you're checking the scores each quarter and he's had a bad one. Oh, no. I just like to watch the footy, and you generally know how they're going anyway. But my point being was I wonder how Sicily's score fluctuated, because he seemed to be going for another good score and then gave away a free and a 50. And I think that'd lose you 12 points there and then, just in about 10 seconds. But look, my one thought at the moment is Dustin Martin. Now, I preach to have faith in your premiums. I do. And I'm still there. But what is making this difficult is Rewalt going down. Is Martin going to play a little bit more forward? Where's Josh Caddy at the minute? You know, how's that all going to look? Dusty was shut down by Greenwood. I get that. But you've got Tom Rockcliffe, who's dominating at 150k less. I could pocket that, and Martin, it's not like he's Nat 5. I mean, he has had that amazing 2017, but aside from that, we haven't seen 110 cracked before. So now I was of the belief that he would get back to that unbelievable form. The early stages suggest he's not going to, and once upon a time he was untackleable, you know. But now players are starting to learn how to tackle him with that don't argue. And I don't know, the Tigers, are they sliding? You know, what's the Rewalt thing going to do? You know, will Martin play a little bit more forward? He was well beaten on the weekend. I want to stick with him, but there is a big tendency for me to bank 150k and not lose anything in the scoring market, because that will allow me to upgrade. It goes against everything I've told you guys. But if Rewalt didn't get injured, I'm not thinking about it. You know, he got tagged out, Martin. He'll bounce back. I wonder if he's going to be reshuffled. You know, if his last 4 years were averages of 112, 119, 115, 109, you'd be like, well, when this he's a gun. But Martin's, from memory, reads something like 103, that 119, 108, 105, something along those lines. So I thought he was unders, and a lot of people agreed he was a fairly well-owned player. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Just thinking about my VC loophole, I don't really know, but I know Melbourne play the Bombers on the Friday night, so I'll be locking. Oh no, that's what I'll be doing. I'm actually going to that game Friday night, which will be good. But I think we'll see how Paddy goes and go from there. But look, I've got some thinking to do on Martin, and we'll see what I come up with throughout the week. But hopefully it was a good week for you guys, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.